This video is about the famous people and celebrities who passed away in 1985 in the United States. This is the first episode. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Ruth Godfrey. She was born in February 1922 and she died in January 1985. Her age was 62 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Ruth Godfrey was an American film actress best known for her work in several Three Stooges shorts. She also worked under the name of Ruth Godfrey White. Godfrey danced in a production of Meet the People at La Conga, a New York nightclub in 1942. She danced in Something for the Boys on Broadway in 1943 and joined other cast members in entertaining soldiers at a hospital. She and other performers, including Ellen Jenkins, did a 4-month tour of Hawaiian Islands with USO camp shows. Godfrey was assistant dance director at Warner Brothers for 10 years. She was under contract to Columbia Studios for 2 years, starting in 1946. She was the choreographer for the 10 Commandments at Paramount Pictures. Godfrey taught such stars as Jimmy Cagney, Gene Nelson, Jane Powell, Ann Sothern, and Lucille Ball. Godfrey first joined Columbia Pictures as a member of the Jack Cole Dancers, along with supporting actress Nita Baber and Gloria Patras. All three would appear in her 1946 debut film with the Stooges, Rhythm and Weep. Carol Wayne. She was born in September 1942 and she died in January 1985. Her age was 42 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death was drowning. Carol Wayne was an American television and film actress. She appeared regularly on The Tonight Show starring Johnny Carson as the matinee lady in the Odd Ferns Tea Time movie sketches. Wayne did television guest shots on The Man from U.N.C.L.E., I Spy, as a title character in the episode Trouble with Temple, Bewitched as a rabbit turned into a cocktail bunny, I Dream of Jenny as dim-witted starlet Bootsy Nightingale, Love American Style Emergency, and The Fall Guy, and appeared in many sketches on The Red Skeleton Show. Wayne said she was discovered at a Hollywood party and auditioned for The Tonight Show after appearances in a Las Vegas chorus line dancer. She gained her greatest fame for appearances in 1967 to 1984 on The Tonight Show, including 100-plus appearances from 1971 to 1984 as the buxom matinee lady on The Tonight Show in Johnny Carson's popular Art Ferns Tea Time movie sketches, which were filled with sexual double entendres. After her death, Carson kept the Art Fern character off there for most of the next year. Eric Voegelin. He was born in January 1901 and he died in January 1985. His age was 84 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. Eric was a German-American political philosopher. He was born in Cologne and educated in political science at the University of Vienna, where he became an associate professor of political science in the law faculty. In 1938, he and his wife fled from the Nazi forces, which had entered Vienna. They emigrated to the United States, where they became citizens in 1944. He spent most of his academic career at Louisiana State University, the Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich, and the Hoover Institution of Stanford University. As a result of Anschluss in 1938, Voegelin was fired from his job, narrowly avoiding arrest by the Gestapo, and after a brief stay in Switzerland, he arrived in the United States. He taught at various universities before he joined Louisiana State University's Department of Government in 1942. He remained in Baton Rouge until 1958, when he accepted an offer by Munich's Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich to fill Max Weber's former chair in political science, which had been unoccupied since Weber's death in 1920. Gillis William Long. He was born in May 1923 and he died in January 1985. His age was 61 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. Gilles Long was an American politician and lawyer who served as a representative from Louisiana. He was a member of the Long family and cousin of Speedy Long. In 1962, he was elected to the House of Representatives from Louisiana's 8th Congressional District and selected to be the Assistant Democratic Whip. In 1963, he entered the Democratic primary for the Louisiana gubernatorial race, but came in third place with 15% of the vote. In 1964, he attempted to win re-election, but was defeated by his more openly segregationist cousin, Speedy Long. In 1971, he entered the Democratic Party for gubernatorial race again, but again came in third place, this time with 13% of the vote. After his cousin Speedy Long retired from office, Gilles Long decided to run for the House seat he had once held. He won and was re-elected 6 additional times. He rose to the position of chair of the House Democratic Caucus, which he held from 1981 to 1984. Long generally held political positions more liberal than that of most white Southern Democrats. During the 1984 presidential primaries, Long endorsed former Vice President Walter Mondale. James Beard. He was born in May 1903 and he died in January 1985. His age was 81 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was heart failure. James Beard was an American chef, cookbook author, teacher, and television personality. He pioneered television cooking shows, taught the James Beard Cooking School in New York City and Seaside, Oregon, and lectured widely. He emphasized American cooking, prepared with fresh and wholesome American ingredients, to a country just becoming aware of its own culinary heritage. Beard taught and mentored generations of professional chefs and food enthusiasts. He published more than 20 books, and his memory is honored by his foundation's annual James Beard Awards. Beard moved to New York City in 1937. Unlucky in the theater, he and friend Bill Rhodes capitalized on the cocktail party craze by opening Host Server Incorporation, a catering company. This led to lecturing, teaching, writing, and the realization that part of his mission was to defend the pleasure of real cooking and fresh ingredients against the assault of the gel-o-mold people and the domestic scientists. He published his first cookbook in 1940, Hors d'oeuvres and Canapés, a compilation of his catering recipes. According to fellow cooking enthusiast Julia Child, this book put him on the culinary map. Eddie Graham. He was born in January 1930 and he died in January 1985. His age was 55 at the time of his death, and he took his own life. Eddie Graham was an American professional wrestler. He was also the promoter and booker for the Championship Wrestling from Florida and president of the NWA in the 1970s. He started wrestling in 1947 in Texas at the age of 17 after being trained by Clarence "Cowboy" Luttrell. He was occasionally billed as the brother of Nature Boy Buddy Rogers under the name of Rip Rogers. He lost a loser leaves town match to Pepper Gomez in May 1958 in Texas. While down in Texas, many people kept on telling him that he looked like pro wrestler Dr. Jerry Graham. So Eddie called up Jerry and they came up with the idea that they were both brothers, and that was when the Golden Grahams were born. In June 1958, he changed his ring name, adopting the persona of Eddie Graham, who was billed as the brother of Dr. Jerry Graham, Crazy Luke Graham. Jerry and Eddie were successful villainous tag team on the East Coast of the United States. They had popular feuds with teams such as the Fabulous Kangaroos, the Bastian Brothers, Mark Lewin and Don Curtis, and Antonio Roca and Miguel Perez. Wade Nichols. He was born in October 1946 and he died in January 1985. His age was 38 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was complications from AIDS. Wade Nichols was an American actor and singer who started his career in adult films. Parker's first feature film role was in the gay adult film Boy Napped in 1975. He subsequently appeared mostly in straight adult films shot in New York, such as Summer of Laura in 1975, Jailbait in 1976, Barbara Broadcast in 1977, Teenage Pajama Party in 1977. Parker was credited as Wade Nichols in most of the adult films in which he appeared. In 1979, using the name of Dennis Parker, he recorded a disco album on Casablanca Records titled Like an Eagle. The album was produced by Village People creator and producer known as Jacques Morali. He was Parker's boyfriend at that time. He also toured Europe to promote the album. He later appeared in the French film Monique that same year, with Like an Eagle being used as its theme song. The title track was released as a single and appears on the box set The Casablanca Records Story in 1994. New York by Night, another song recorded by Dennis Parker, peaked to number 11 on the South African music charts in 1980. Parker joined the cast of the soap opera The Edge of Night in 1979 as police chief Derek Mallory. He continued the role until 1984. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.